Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. At STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. We also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations and breaking away from the one we're in now. One way to break away from the civilization we're in now is with the tarot deck. We'll be throwing some tarot cards today. Today is August 18th, 2025. You've tuned into a live tarot throw. You are invited to make suggestions or requests for tarot readings in the chat. I see we already have somebody in the chat. And if you're familiar with my routine, I'm going to check the chat when I'm ready, but we're going to start off with two tarot throws. The first tarot throw we're going to throw today has to do with emotions. That would go along with the Suit of Cups in tarot. And also, it appears as if, from some of the things I've studied, emotions are part of the way we handle karma. Until we learn how to handle the emotions, the karma sticks with us. So I'm going to invite the tarot deck to give us some pointers about handling emotions this Monday morning, this new week. Then we're going to revisit a subject from yesterday, which has to do with the previous advanced civilization. If you check the description, I've added a couple of new links for you. I'll tell you about those in a little bit. And then I can't wait to do your readings. I could see some people are already excited also. So let's go to the tarot cam. Let me move this out of the way here. Thanks for joining me. All right, you all set up yet? I think we are. All right. So as I mentioned a moment ago, perhaps the toughest thing living day to day would be handling your emotions, whether you interact with people regularly or, like me now, hardly at all. You still have emotions and they still need to be processed. And it's always better to go to bed with all your emotions in check, with everything relaxed, so you have pleasant dreams. You don't want to wake up the next morning with that same emotion sticking there. It needs attention. It needs love, right? So we're hoping the tarot cards can give us some pointers, some tips on managing emotions. Good morning, tarot deck. Good morning, spirit world. Thanks for all the wonderful messages you share with our viewers and our special subscribers here at STARCARD Podcast. Well, this Monday morning, tarot deck, we invite you to tell us about handling emotions during this next new week. So some of the last weeks of August. This is a lot of fun. I hope everyone's been having a great summer. And I'd like to add, if you've had an eventful summer, that'll be fun to look back upon. People like to tease the country of Switzerland for being a buffer state and not having a lot of wars in its background and its history. It seems kind of quiet. But at the same time, it's not as interesting as some other countries, is it? Anyway, please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear about managing emotions during this upcoming week. Please send us a positive, fun message about managing our emotions during this upcoming week. Let's give it a try. Managing emotions this week. Everybody has them. Everybody you interact with has emotions. Emotions seem to fill our aura, and that's why people with heightened psychic senses can sense a lot, even just walking into a room, just gauging energies given off by emotions. How can we manage them better? Ooh, this card wanted to come out. All right, that's a fun group. This is all for entertainment purposes only. If I'm entertaining and inspirational, that's wonderful. And if I'm accurate, that's a bonus. But you know what? The tarot cards have been really helping me out getting straight messages out. So let's turn some over. Here we go. Thanks for joining me. Do I laugh at every time I reveal a card here? So it's the Magician. Let me get my glass. Throw a little light on this subject. One moment. That's better. The Magician. Action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, and creativity. I was checking one of my favorite tarot readers online, and this tarot reader made some kind of mention about the candle that the magician is holding. He's taking the light from the ether, and he's creating real things out of it because he's the magician. I don't know how that relates to emotions just yet, right? So let's check the next card, because usually this first sentence tells us, it recapitulates what we asked about. Oh, well, this kind of goes that route. The Chariot. We have 2 cards from the Major Arcana already. The Chariot: movement, progress, action, integration, determination, willpower, control, direction, departure, and courage. I think I heard something about willpower from both of these cards. Let me check. Yeah, willpower shows up on both. How about that? So maybe one of the lead-off messages is, if we want to control our messages, it does have to do with willpower. Well done, Tarot. This might be like an instruction or a little bit of coaching in this row. Let's see what happens. All right, it's the Page of Wands. In my mind, he is the little manifester. He's quite young. He's handling a very powerful wand, and he's got the Egyptian pyramids behind him. That's my signal for old school spirituality. But he's got limitless potential. He doesn't see any limits. He's looking over everything. Look at how high up he is. He's looking over the pyramids. Those things are gigantic. So he's way up there. Good for him. He can see clearly. Oh, yay. So here's another card I enjoy a lot. It's the 3 of Wands. And this guy's looking off in a distance too, isn't he? He's looking towards the future. The 3 of Wands says, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. I'm going to go back and read these cards in a minute. I want to reveal and see what's going on over here. Tarot World is eager to help us all at the beginning of our work week. It's the Knight of Cups. It's the Knight in Shining Armor. And the 6 of Cups, the Happy Memories card. So let's go through the cards and read them very quickly. But I think I see a message coming at me here. The Page of Wands: inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. The 3 of Wands: preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion, overseas opportunities. I'm going to say preparation and foresight and expansion seem to be important words this time around. The Knight of Cups says creativity, romantic, charm, imagination, beauty, Knight in Shining Armor, following the heart, Prince Charming, and proposals. And the 6 of Cups reads familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, and nostalgia. So if we want to manage our emotions this week, and imagine if we do that, by the way, it's like advancing in a grade at school. And if you like, maybe you could even set a goal for yourself that this week I'm going to manage emotions like I never have before. And then you'll find out that next week you'll feel like you've been promoted, and you've like skipped a grade, and now everything seems a little bit more different and interesting to you. Maybe because you don't have emotions clouding your glasses. And we're talking about emotions that drag us down. But all emotions are just energy, and we can shape this energy to help us manifest things. I think we've discussed this before in our show, that, and of course on Rob's Typical Skeptic podcast, especially on August 8th, on that show, we talked about manifestation, and this card showed up a lot because you can take those energies, and if you have foresight and planning, you could turn it into a miracle. You could be your own Knight in Shining Armor. But of course, the whole thing with manifestation is to focus on the happy memories. If you want to manifest something good, you have to start from a place that is good, which is why something called shadow work is so important, because we need to find out, more about the dark side of ourselves. And that way we can bring that dark side in and even work with it and use those energies, because all those energies belong to us. And now, how about a little conclusion here? We have the Two of Swords, which represents a crossroads. Well, you're at the beginning of the week and you have a new challenge. I want to try and manage this emotion this week, whether it's overwhelming love for a friend or a family member, or whether it's overwhelming trepidation and disappointment with someone else, okay? Either way, become more cognizant of your emotion and see where that takes you. Because, as usual, the spirit world is guiding you from rougher waters into calmer waters. But as my grandma used to say, God helps those who help themselves. So, we're being helped by the spirit world, but we also have to do our share. It's a team effort. But the universe loves us and cares about us and wants us to go in the right direction. That's why it's sending us this message this morning. And then finally, I guess I should apologize if people hear me repeating myself, but at the same time, I think a lot of people like the little expressions I have and the little stories I have for each of these cards. So here is the Nine of Wands. This is us after we've handled our emotions. Now we have more wisdom, we have more control, we're more aware of the whatever weaknesses we might have in our body. We might have accrued a few injuries, but at least we recognize them now and we can heal them. And also look what's behind us. Now we have a lot more tools to use. So I kind of like how that story went. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm seeing in the corner of my eye, there's some people participating in the chat. I'm not looking at the chat yet. I'm so glad you're there and having fun. It's early in the morning for me. I don't know where you are, but it's nice of you to join me. I really appreciate it. So let me tell you about what's going on in the description. I added a couple of videos for you, but I do want to tell you about one video that's not on the list. So let me set down my cards and come back up top here so I can look at you eye in the eye here. Eye in the computer eye. All right. So there's a program called My Lunch Break. I want to give the man credit. I don't know the guy's name, but at My Lunch Break, from what I can tell, because I was watching like way from the beginning when he started his program, he started off on his lunch break talking about stuff that he didn't understand. How did things get done? And then not too long after he got into it, he did one on the state capitals of the United States. Who built them? You could go into your internet browser and type in who built the U.S. capitals. His video might show up. It's actually hilarious. I thought it was hilarious, and it opened my eyes a little bit. So I have put a link in to another researcher over at Old World Exploration, and he does one on Buffalo, New York, a place where I used to live. And he borrows the tactic from My Lunch Break, and he just kind of explains that all these incredible buildings in Buffalo, these people were just people with manpower and horsepower, and they were still able to build these amazing buildings. And then they would go home to their little wooden shacks and sleep in the cold, and then get up in the morning and go build amazing heavy masonry buildings. So anyway, I invite you to take a look at those, because the clues are all around us that there was something here before us. And when you recognize that, you also realize that something's been covered up. So speaking of cover-ups, the next link is Howdy McCoskey. If you've never heard of Howdy McCoskey, well, welcome. I'm so glad I could share his link with you and introduce you to him. One of his videos discusses the city fires of the 1800s. All over North America and even around the world, there were fires after fires after fires. It was amazing when you really look at it. We hear about the Chicago fire, and there's like a Boston fire, but there were like hundreds of them. Every city had a fire. And another weird thing about these fires is that, there's a lot of buildings made out of stone and cast iron metal. They don't burn down. I don't get it. And then when you look at the pictures, things don't match up. So now you probably see for yourself, if you're familiar with this stuff, how a whole cottage industry has ballooned around this material. So I invite you to check out Mr. McCoskey. He does a great job explaining his point of view, whether these are just fires that no one was responsible for, no one knew what to do, or were we attacked? Was Earth attacked? Okay. And then that goes along with what we talked about yesterday with Michelle Gibson. So anyway, I'm glad I got to share those with you. And now I would like you to think back to fifth grade, if you're a student from California, where you studied the age of exploration, like in the 1800s. Well, there's several people suggesting, putting clues together. What were people exploring back then? When we talk about North America, we pretend that the natives here were all hunter-gatherers and things like that. But no, it's quite likely that a lot of the buildings that we say were erected in the late 1800s with no power tools, okay, they were actually here for much, much longer than that, maybe even hundreds or even 1,000 years. We wouldn't know. This brings to mind, there's another video, I think it's old world exploration, but they explore an area of New Jersey. I forget what it's called, but it's got the boardwalk. And you see some of these pictures of turn of the 20th century New Jersey with these gigantic hotels. Who built those? How did they get done? It's amazing. It's amazing. In any case, I've gone on a lot about that. And what I'd like to do now is I'd like to ask the tarot deck, what was going on during the age of exploration? Was it really we were exploring a new world and opening up agrarian areas to settlement for white Europeans, for example? Or was it really European powers going out to now nearly vacant lands wiped out by mud floods and other things and claiming those places and then taking credit for the buildings that were already there? So let's go back to the tarot cam and check it out. As you see, I got my Post-it notes ready to go. Okay, exploring a new world. Was it inheriting a collapsed civilization, or were they really just exploring a new world and meeting natives and things like that? Taking their gold. What is that story? They talk about the island of Manhattan. I am so embarrassed that I even know this story or shared this story in a classroom at all. They said that they exchanged the Native Americans who lived on Manhattan Island in New York exchanged the whole island to some Dutch settlers for about $24 in trinkets and mirrors. What a wonderful piece of propaganda that is, to show what these Native Americans would supposedly value, and to portray them as not being as advanced as these Dutch people who outwit them. By the way, that doesn't make these Dutch explorers look like good people either, right? Ripping off people. Anyway, ooh, there's a lot going on in the chat. I out of the corner of my eye, I see some familiar names, but we're going to ask the tarot deck right now. And after I'm done with this, I'm going to go to the chat and see if I can help anyone get a message from the tarot world. But right now, let's ask the tarot world, the spirit world. Were explorers in the 1800s exploring a new world and meeting Native Americans and Aboriginal Australians and people in Africa like that? Or were they really just going out and inheriting a collapsed civilization? Were they surveying what was out there? I believe that that's what was going on with the whole Lewis and Clark expedition. Those guys and their company went out there and made notes on all the cities that were left there. And maybe you don't know the story about Lewis and Clark. I didn't learn this until many years later, but one of those men passed away on his way back to Washington, D.C. with his journals and his diaries. And they also say that this man committed suicide. This starts to sound like other whistleblowers, who suddenly decide to what's that word? Defenestration, when you're pushed out of a window or you jump out of a window. for some reason, people kill themselves when they seem to have something to share that's very valuable and very important. There's too many leaks now. It's hard to plug up all the leaks, I'm sure, because the stories are all breaking down. And if I'm, somebody in California waking up early talking about this stuff, and people are tuning in, I think their work is cut out for them. They should cut their losses and let us in on the secrets and let us in on what it is they took from us. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. We're talking about exploration in the 1800s. Was it as we learned in school, or was it really surveying a collapsed civilization? Okay. Were they going out meeting natives of other lands that had been unexplored before? Or were they going out and surveying deserted cities that were ready built? You just needed some shovels to dig out the trolley and rail lines, set aside the buildings for the people to be in charge, the ones with the underground tunnels and stuff. Okay, so let's see what the tarot card says. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm already having fun talking to you about it. So, were they exploring a new world, meeting Native Americans? Was it all just farmland with no buildings? It was ready for the taking. How's that for imagery? It sounds like a false. It sounds like the sound of a game show. It doesn't sound right. Also, as I like to mention with the devil card, it's a story that we can let go. If you look at the two people in front of the devil here, they have chains around their neck, but their chains are so loose, you could just take them off and you could let it go. Maybe we should just stop right there. I feel like I won, quote unquote. I feel like I made my point already. Tarot deck agrees with me. All right, let's see the rest of the story. They're getting in ships. They're landing in places. And, well, here's the Four of Swords, which talks about meditation, rest, relaxation, meditation, contemplation, recuperation, retreat, renewal, and solitude. Yesterday, I teased that this card, the Four of Swords, was indicating dreaming. It's a dream story. That it's a made-up story. Someone dreamed it up. All right. We have some new ideas here with the Page of Swords. New ideas, curiosity, thirst for knowledge, new ways of communicating, mental energy. When it says new ways of communicating, it kind of goes along with another train of thought that goes with this, which is all the inventions and things like the telegraph and the telephone and the television. I am persuaded to think that all these things have existed before, and now they have been taken away from us. There were things called patents developed, and it's been released to us little by little in such a way that it could be monetized and someone gets rich off of it. So yeah, this new idea card kind of goes along with, someone made up the idea, but everything's going to be all right, says the Sun card. Or better yet, it goes along with the story. Everything's okay. Don't think too hard about it. We made up a story. Everything's fine. You don't need to know about the previous advanced civilization. Come on, Breakaway Ray at STARCARD Podcast. Stop getting everybody nervous about this stuff. Stop talking about all this stuff. Because we put a lot of work into this story, and we've been teaching it for a couple of 100 years here, so we're going to stick to it. I mean, that must be why none of our social studies books ever get improved. Anyway, so far, the tarot world and my confirmation bias say that whole story about the age of exploration is as phony as the Gulf of Tonkin incident in Vietnam. But meanwhile, were they really just drawing maps and taking inventory of all the buildings out there and all the technology? Let's check it out. Well, how about some public recognition of that? Yeah, that seems like we're on the right track here by asking that question in public. And we're only at the beginning of this story. There is so much to learn about this. The Empress. This is a very supportive card right now. Let's read what it says. Abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. So if I were to look at abundance and development and accomplishment and growth and evolution, I would say that, yeah, in the sense of surveying, they went out at the very beginning to find the abundance that was already there. And this tower card represents a world collapsing, sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, disaster, awakening, release, and sudden insight. So I'm sure these explorers had a lot of sudden insight when they realized what was left over after the tower collapsed. And there's the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles says wealth, financial security, long-term success. Yeah, someone made a lot of money after they claimed everything, right? When they put their flag in the ground and claimed it for their king or what have you. All right, well, again, I'm impressed and I enjoyed telling the story with the tarot cards. And now, what you've all been waiting for, I'm going to go into the chat and check out and see who's saying hi. And I'm going to get my Post-it notes out in case someone wants a reading. Okay, well, I see Anchor Haven Mystical Wellness has joined us again. Julia, thank you very much for joining. I'm happy to see you every time. Let me get my mouse. All right, and Sally Forth is here this morning. Hello, Sally Forth. Hello, I recognize Tiffany is here. That's great. Rose, I believe you've been here before, and I'm glad you're back. I suspect you're a subscriber. Thank you so much, Rose. Yes, hi, Tiffany. I tend to be an early bird. I'm surprised you're up so early, and I'm happy you are. Yes, Tiffany, that's right, the reset. Good, thank you. Thank you, Sally. I'm glad this agrees with you too. So Tiffany asked, will the truth ever come out about this? That's what we're doing right now. We have to go with multiple voices. We're not going to have top media channels do it for us, but our voices can outnumber those, right? Those mainstream media outlets. Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Rose. I appreciate that. Okay, so I don't see that anyone has asked. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever time you watch, Rose, I'm glad you could join us. This is wonderful. I wish you pleasant dreams. And some of my former students might say, yeah, it's easy to go to sleep when I'm talking. So that's self-deprecating humor. I'm so happy to see everyone here. I don't see that anyone's actually asked for a reading. So I'm going to go ahead and come up with another reading in the meantime. Yeah, thank you very much, Tiffany. So, oh, Rose, yay. Okay, great, Rose. I'd be happy to do a reading for you, Rose. Thanks for asking. And if you have a specific topic, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll just throw a general reading. I'm sure the cards will tell you what you need to hear. So I'm going to start shuffling what this week holds for Rose. Okay, here we go, Rose. Please tell us what Rose needs to hear. Please show us what Rose needs to see about what this week holds for her. This is for Rose. Let's give Rose a glimpse at what's coming at her this week. This is for Rose. What's coming up for Rose? This is for Rose. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to throw you a dessert card, Rose. Yeah. All right. when I'm wearing my tie and I have the floor and I have the stage, yeah, I feel like I'm back in class too. Great. So what is in store for Rose? The Three of Pentacles is the teamwork card. Teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something, which might include what you're doing right now with me and our other friends in the chat. I presume you carry those tools around with you, as you work with people throughout the day and throughout the week. Here's the Page of Swords again. And the Page of Swords says, new ideas, curiosity, thirst for knowledge, new ways of communicating, and mental energy. They even use the word restless, like you're not satisfied with what you got so far. You want to build a team and go further. Everyone sees me shuffle the cards, but here's the Knight of Cups again. It's the Knight in shining armor. Okay, here is the Five of Swords, and this card represents abuse and conflict and bullies. It also says disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness. And there's temperance at the end of that sentence. Temperance, balance, harmony, moderation, patience, being sensible, purpose, and finding meaning. I'm studying the picture, and all I'll say this time is that I really enjoyed looking at the right side of the angel. Down below, you see that yellow blob. That's actually sunlight coming up over the mountain. It reminds me that it's dawn. It's the beginning of a new week. So, considering that we're only talking about a week, 1 week, and we could take things one day at a time, 1 week at a time. Here you are, the Knight of Cups. Approach it, march into the week as if you are the knight in shining armor. Yes, there will be people who have to win at all costs, but you can be the balanced one, and you can still fly away because you have angel's wings. Seems pretty poetic. I don't know, Rose, are you a fan of poetry? Well, here is the Lover's card. And the Lover's card, I'll read what it says. Love, harmony, relationships, union, partnerships, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. So maybe in the real world, you have a genuine partnership involved. But since we started out your reading talking about teamwork, again, there seems to be an emphasis on partnership and working with others, or at least one other. But then, again, if you've been following me on STARCARD Podcast, you know that the Lover's card is also the tarot world, the spirit world, the universe saying, we love you, and we're sending you this message, and we're supporting you. We've got your back. And then, how about a punctuation point in the Four of Wands? And it may be hard to see, but there are people celebrating in that picture, because the Four of Wands reads celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, and homecoming. So we already know that you're working in collaboration with the spirit world. You do almost as if I do. I put on a tie before I go on camera, and you approach the week thinking I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm here to help all these people with their problems. And no matter what happens, I still got my angel's wings. I'm still in a good position, and the universe has my back, and I'm working with it. That's why there's a general sense of happiness. Yeah, there really is. So it sounds like you're going to have a good week, or it sounds like the universe is wishing that you have a good week. I know I do. Let's have the dessert. It's the Eight of Wands, which indicates flight and travel, but also indicates speed. Like we were talking, it's going to happen this week. It's happening right now. It's about to happen. So good luck. Have a good week. Oh my goodness. I see my friend Psychic Liz Cross in the house. I am really excited. I'm going to put the camera up a second because I want to make sure Psychic Liz Cross sees me. Hi. Good morning. It's so good to see you. I'm going to go now to the chat and see what you have to say. Excuse me a second. That's a big deal to have Psychic Liz Cross. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Thank you, Rose, and thank you, Psychic Liz Cross. All right. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for your encouragement, ladies. I really appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading, now's a good time to say so. I want to say, all you people in the chat, you're making me blush. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Psychic Liz Cross. Psychic Liz Cross was one of my very first subscribers. Don't forget, Psychic Liz Cross, you're in 2 of my earliest episodes in late May there. Okay, Sally Forth, it sounds like you're intimating you'd like a reading. If there's a particular subject that's crossing your mind, I'd like to help. All right. Well, let's throw some cards for Sally. Would you like to share a special message for Sally Forth, please? The Tarot World, like to share a special message with Sally Forth. Please show us what Sally needs to see. Please tell us what Sally needs to hear. Whoa. Okay. Well, I threw some cards for you, Sally, so let's have some fun and check it out. All right. I'm happy to say you got the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is the Dreams Come True card. It also has the words divine love in it. And when we say the word divine, we're not just talking about divination. We are talking about, a sentient consciousness that's in love with you. We're talking like your spirit guides and your higher self and the universe. Let's read what it says on the card. Divine love, harmony, blissful relationships, alignment, inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams come true, family contentment, and total love and support. Next up, it's the Death card. But if you're familiar with tarot, this card does not give you the jitters. The Death card indicates endings, beginnings, transformation, and change. This looks really promising. Dreams come true, a big change, a transformation. Could be an inner transformation. That's what we're here for at STARCARD. I mean, it could be an outward one, maybe a nice vacation, a new member in the family, a welcome addition somewhere, but also, the inner world is also infinite, and who knows where the change is going to take place. You'll discover it. Let's see what's going on. Wow, it's the Lovers card again. We're doing great. I think the spirit world is in love with us this morning. I think they're glad that I turned on the camera this morning too, so that they could share their messages with you. Next up, it's a card I'm always looking for, which is Justice. And Justice discusses balance. It discusses cause and effect. Justice, fairness, truth, clarity, equality, balance, cause and effect, and law. Love and law, huh? Oh, the Tower card again. A big change, sudden insight. I mean, this almost looks like a marriage, right? Love and law, a union. But this does not look like a marriage. Some walls are coming down somewhere. Not sure where. Not going to speculate. But it could be just sudden insight. For example, if someone has recently been married, just for example, okay, you realize how wonderful it is compared to your life before that. You got married, your husband and wife in the eyes of the law, and now the old world is gone. Things have changed. The Ace of Wands indicates that there is magic in the air. The Ace of Wands, new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential beginnings, new opportunities, and growth. The Three of Swords, that's a card of pain. Heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, and depression. Wow. The slope kind of went downward there. Hey, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to try my hard to turn this into something inspirational. But obviously, we started off with a lot of positive energies that we could be grateful for. Then there was a sudden change. And even though there's pain and disappointment, we can't forget that we go into it with magic. And it's a new beginning. It's a new day. It's a new week every time. When you used to play video games when you were a kid, okay, you get 3 guys, and then after your 3 guys are done, you got to start over again. And Tiffany used the word reset earlier in the chat. So someone reset the game. It doesn't matter that you have a new challenge to deal with or that there's going to be disappointment. You still have the magic to work your way through it. It's not the end. The universe is with you. Your dream is coming true. And that's what brought this change. Maybe, kind of like myself, you were in a situation where you were wishing for a change, but when the change came, maybe it doesn't look so good, but you still have the magic. And the change happened for you, not to you, right? That's the way we have to look at things. Things happen for us and not to us, because every time something happens and it brings an emotion up, it's something that we can learn from. And that's what our theme was so far this morning. So, hey, thanks for being a good sport, Sally. Let me go ahead and tuck these cards away and check the chat see if there's any more readings, because we are coming up on an hour in about 18 minutes, and I could probably fit in 1 or 2 more readings. Okay, I'm happy I can help, Rose. Thank you. Thank you, Psychic Liz Cross. So Psychic Liz Cross asked me, where is your tip? And I don't have any tip jar. I'm not asking for any donations or anything like that. You're right, Psychic Liz Cross. I need to do that. So far, I haven't charged a penny for any readings, and that's fine with me. I'm actually waiting for a couple of people to contact me for free readings. And then after I give away those free readings, then I'll be ready to, consider charging. But, this is too much fun. You gotta, ask Michael Jordan where his tip jar is. The guy just likes to play basketball. Anyway, let me continue reading here. Okay. I saw your note there, Sally Forth, and sounds like maybe the cards were trying to communicate something. Maybe you were able to see what the message was better than me. Hello, Deb Nye. Welcome, Johnny Anderson. Oh, that's right, CTT. Johnny Anderson sounds like he's one of Psychic Liz Cross's posse, and CTT is, well, I know what my CTT is, which I discovered with Psychic Liz Cross. It's controlled time travel, but I know it's consciousness tapping therapy or something like that. And that's another way to address karma and blocked emotions and things. Very good, Rose. I like your take on the Tower card. Yeah, thank you again, Rose. Oh, hello, Yaya. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much there, Johnny. So yeah, Yaya, let's throw a birthday throw for you. That sounds great. In the next year. All right. Whoops. I'm delighted that you asked. On your birthday, this is special for me. On Yaya's birthday, could we please share a special message for Yaya, especially about the upcoming year? Thank you. We invite the universe and tarot world, Yaya's spirit guides, and higher self to share a special birthday message. Please show us what Yaya needs to see. Please tell us what Yaya needs to hear. On her birthday, I'm guessing feminine, it could be masculine. On Yaya's birthday, please show us what Yaya needs to see. Please tell us what Yaya needs to hear about the upcoming year. What a great day to have a birthday. Thanks for letting me come to your party, Yaya. This is very nice. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, Yaya. Happy birthday, Yaya. Happy birthday, Yaya. And I'm going to put your favorite cake right over here. I don't know why I thought chocolate. Maybe that's my favorite. Happy birthday, Yaya. All right. How about a little celebration? It's the homecoming card, the Four of Wands. Celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, community, homecoming. Yeah. How about a nice birthday party? Remember, my first sentence usually restates the intention I had when I threw the cards. Looks like the tarot card is happy to be at your party also. Oh, how about this? The Ten of Wands indicates a lot of work. There's a lot to do in the upcoming year. Let me see what it says on the card. Burden, extra responsibility, hard work, completion. You know, when it says completion, again, it just could be a birthday message. You just completed another year. You just completed another year. Happy birthday. On Counting Wands, 14. This program is for people 18 and over. So I'm surprised that you're able to tune in. All right, next. This is what we're looking for this year. The best way to approach it. This is like the instruction side. Okay. The Nine of Wands, rely on your wisdom. You've been here before. You're a year older. You're more mature. You know better. You don't have to do things the same way you did the past year. The Nine of Wands says courage, persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for the worst, pessimism, weary. Now, I know those last three words didn't sound great, and I'm sure some days we all feel like that. But the big picture is this guy knows what's going on. He's got the power. He's got the weapons behind him. He's got the wisdom. He knows when to fight and when to stay put. Reminds me of the book Art of War. Anyway, the Art of War is basically good philosophy and approach to everything in life. Coming up this year, I find this card promising because this man is raising crops in a garden and look at how much money it's making for him. Let's see what he's cultivating. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, investment. Focus on what you can accomplish. And if it takes many steps, every day you take a step, that'll be 365 steps. You'll be 365 steps closer. So keep working at it, keep plodding away. And on your birthday, you are at a crossroads, huh? You're starting a new year. Let's read what it says on the Two of Swords. Difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance and deadlock. If you're not familiar with tarot, I would be happy to tell you that the Two of Swords lady, she has all the weapons and tools that she needs, but she doesn't have all the information as indicated by the blindfold. So as soon as she has all the information, she'll be able to handle anything. She's got all the tools. But meanwhile, I like her idea. I'm just going to sit and wait. I'm going to bide my time. I'm going to be like this guy. I'm going to be wise and wait for the right time, because I got all year. Oh, it's getting exciting now. Here is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords says betrayal, deception, getting away with something, acting strategically, and trickery. Did someone invite a magician to the birthday party? Well, here is the King of Pentacles. Wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, prosperity, and generosity. The Nine of Pentacles. I really like this lady. She is the fruits of your labor card. So fruits of your labor, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence. I'd like to focus on rewards and luxury as well. After all, it is your birthday. It's like a gift. So we never really know what's coming at us. But on your birthday, don't forget that you're the king, Yaya. So enjoy your special day and enjoy the gifts that the universe has brought to you on your birthday. You're going to have a great year. Are you ready to make a wish and blow out the candle on this cake? It's the World card. It's the last card in the major arcana. And it reads, completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. Special celebration on your birthday. Hey, that was a special reading. Thanks a lot for inviting me to read for you. And again, happy birthday. You are so welcome. Are you older than 18? Okay. So I want to thank everyone for showing up today. I don't see anyone requesting another chat. We're coming up on an hour, and so I'd like to throw some cards for everyone in the chat today. I sure appreciate everyone showing up this morning. It's early. And obviously, there's a lot of hearts flying around in the chat. We can all feel the love. We all had a good time this morning. I know I can approach the rest of my day with zeal. Makes me want to come out again tomorrow. Don't worry, I got enough different ties. Okay. How about a special message for everyone who participated today, and for everyone who enjoys watching this in the future, the recording. Is there any parting words the universe has for us on Yaya's birthday? August 18th, 2025. Almost the end of summer. I think I'm having a party this Saturday. My friends are going to come over, jump off the pool ladder. I'll have to tell you more about that some other day. And then tomorrow, if I do come out tomorrow, and that is my plan, we're going to visit Tartaraya, spelled Tartaraya. It's the chapter in my book, The Convoluted Autobiography. And we're going to discuss maps and some of these buildings that we talked about this morning. I hope everyone enjoys those links that I put in the description as much as I do. Any messages for our friends, to our viewers, and people hanging out in the chat today? Thank you, universe, for a great one. A lot of fun. Any last messages as we sally forth into the day and the rest of the week? So, the Three of Pentacles is the teamwork card, including collaboration and learning and building something and implementation. That sounds like us. And the King of Cups, well, let's read about the King of Cups. Emotionally balanced. Now, remember, that's how we started today. We talked about managing our emotions as a way to diminish karma and provide balance to our life. So yeah, I mean, I just stopped right there. We asked if there's any messages for us. The Six of Swords has appeared again. The message is we're all being guided to calmer waters, and we're being divinely guided. We may not see who's guiding our boat, but we can trust that the universe is guiding us. Yeah, we should all be strong because we know the universe has got our back. And there's magic in the air. They're making it really easy. All right. Yeah, it's the beginning of the week. We got a lot of work ahead of us. But it's great to see the world card again. We should have a sense of completion. That is to say, we can start manifesting right now. We can imagine in our minds our last day of work, Friday this week, and imagine ourselves as being contented and satisfied with what already transpired. Already go to the end of the week and be satisfied with what you were able to accomplish. And that's going to help you find that path to manifest that feeling by the time you get there. You're choosing the timeline you want to be on. Let's read what it says about the world: completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. I'm talking about manifestation, but it also says celebration of life. We should be grateful that we have a chance to work hard and to love deeply, said someone famous. I forgot who that was. Thanks for joining me at STARCARD, where we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. Hope, calm, faith, purpose, renewal, spirituality, fortune, good omen, rejuvenation. Sounds like everyone enjoyed coming out this early Monday morning and being rejuvenated. All right. So, hey, everybody. I want to thank you so much for participating and watching the show. I want to say thanks to all of our friends in the chat who had such nice things to say to me and to each other. What a pleasant group. It was a pleasant adventure this morning. So I'm going to wish everyone well after I read the rest of the chat real quick. Oh, This Is Me is having a birthday. Happy birthday, This Is Me. Thank you for joining us today on your birthday. Yeah, right on, Tiffany. Thanks a lot for visiting again. It's nice to see you every time. Yeah, right on, Sally Forth. Building bridges. Good luck. All right. My pleasure, everybody. So I don't know when we'll see each other again, maybe tomorrow, but I sure appreciate everyone tuning in. So have a great day, and thanks for bringing a smile to my face, too.